Good morning. I don't know about you, but when I woke up this morning, I was so darn grateful to be able to be in spiritual community this day, to be able to come to a place, whether that's in person or online, to be with people who know truth about the world. I am super excited to be here at New Thought Center for Spiritual Living today. I am practitioner and ministerial intern Shelly Walker. Reverend Shannon is our senior minister. She is off today, and she sends so much love to you. She'll be back next week. But this is us today, New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. And if you are new or new-ish, I just want to offer you a welcome. I want to tell you that you have stepped into a community that honors all paths to the divine, and that you are welcome exactly as you are, exactly as love made you this day. You are welcome in this community. There's lots that we are doing and being and activating in the world, and you can find out about all of that on our website, newthoughtscsl.org, or if you're here in the building, please visit our welcome table. It's just down the hall here to your right, my left. And stop by and visit our welcome ambassadors, and they'll answer any questions that you might have about who we are, what we do, and why we do it. But this is the time in our service when we acknowledge that we are on the ancestral land of the Kalapuya people, and we affirm Indigenous experience, sovereignty, and history. This is also the time when we share with one voice our vision and our mission. If you'd like to join me, please do. Our vision, recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation. And our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Such wonderful work we do here, such wonderful work. I'd like for us to take a moment. Those of you who are here in person, you might want to tidy up, get the lipstick off your teeth, because we're going to turn and we're going to smile and wave at our online folks today. Hey, y'all, thank you so much for joining us online. This community of love is so vast that a building can't even contain it. And that just makes my heart sing. So hello to all of you who are watching online. And I want to invite you, if you're watching online, you might want to grab a candle, just have a candle handy for later when we get to our spiritual practice time. And I want to thank our online moderators today. We have the wonderful Carol Scott and practitioners Melissa K. Allen and Annette Nelson. Thank you so much, online moderators, for holding that space for our worldwide community. I'm going to invite all of us to silence our cell phones. Let's just take this 1 hour to just be here, be fully present, just be us. And you know, I noticed today that there aren't any flowers to acknowledge, so I thought I would use the privilege of the microphone and just wish my husband Michael a very happy birthday. I love you, darling. And now I'm going to invite practitioner Terry up to give us an opening blessing.
Good morning. Do you feel the energy in the room? Do you feel it at home? It's this heightened feeling of joy to be in community. And so I would like to invite you, if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes, gaze them down, cast them down, whatever feels right for you, and join me in recognizing and affirming that in this space that we're going to take a breath in, a comfortable yet nourishing breath, a clean, holy breath, bringing ourselves into this space to ground ourselves into the recognition of the divine, moving through, flowing as each and every being on this planet, all of creation. Breathing in again, And going to that space within, that space of sanctuary, that place of peace and calm and love, and staying there, holding on to our vision, recognizing our oneness in this room, in rooms joining us online, in rooms to watch us later, those participating here and those who are moving through life experiences now. That vision, recognizing our oneness. And in recognizing our oneness, we can affirm that same peace, that same calm, that same love goes for all people. And feeling that power, that infinite love, I lift up, we all lift up those who are moving through the experiences in Southern California. And I affirm we all support knowing that calm, that peace for everyone affected. And I bless this time together, knowing that in the blessing, in the affirmation, we uplift all creation and invoke the blessing of the ease of the winds, the fires, the fears, the concerns, the unknowing. Let's breathe into that space and feel that love, that deep, abiding love for each being affected. I bless this knowing that we can each go to that place, that sanctuary within, and feel that same peace, that calm all the time. It does not go away. It is always present. And so blessing this knowing, blessing this time together, blessing all that it takes to bring us together in this oneness, in this knowing, I give great thanks. Profound gratitude for it all. And I just allow it to be. Blessed be. And so it is. Now, as we move into our time of spiritual practice, I invite you to stand as you're able. And for those at home watching online, here's the time to light your candle as we move into this chant, this prayer.
so it is.
We are a community that takes care of each other. A lot is happening right now in the world, and a lot is happening right now in many of our lives, and many of us are in grief. And we want to support those of you here and online who are in active grief right now. As your spiritual community, we want you to know that you're not alone and that we're here to support you as you move through this tender time. So, if you are in active grief right now, I invite you to simply receive this blessing from us, your kindred spirits. So I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Maybe take a breath and see if there's any tension around your heart that needs to be released. And the rest of us will support you by extending the following blessing to you. For those of us who are speaking the blessing, as always, we'll repeat it 3 times, and it's on your screen. So let's all take a deep, easy breath, and let's begin. You, beloved, are not alone in this. We are with you. We hold your grief with love. We surround you in grace as you make your way through this tender time. You, beloved, are not alone in this. We are with you, and we hold your grief with love, and we surround you in grace as you make your way through this tender time. You, beloved, are not alone in this. We are with you. We hold your grief with love, and we surround you in grace as you make your way through this tender time. Blessed be, and so it is.
Today's inspiration comes from author Jamie Varon. She writes, "Most optimists are not born that way. They are created. When the world asked them to harden, they softened. When they experienced pain, they vowed not to give that pain to others. When they understood the lineage of trauma, they healed instead of continuing the pattern. Optimists are not people who have never had a hard day or a hard season or a collection of hard years. Optimists are those that have walked through the fire and decided that love, hope, resiliency, and compassion are lighter to carry. For most people, their optimism is hard-won, fought for, an act of brave resistance in a harsh, demanding, chaotic world."
Darcy Bradley, would you like to come sing us a song?
Tear down these idols and every stronghold. Tear down all judgment tear down religion and all my self-righteousness. I want an encounter, a real encounter. I say yes, yes, yes to your love, yes to your freedom. I say yes, yes, yes to your heart and all of your healing. Your ways are higher, yes, I surrender. Come to you just as I am and say yes, yes to Spirit. I come to you open. Yes, I am ready for all that you promised, for all that you are. So pour out your Spirit and pour out your presence now. I want an encounter, a real encounter. Yes, I am desperate for a real encounter. I say yes, yes, yes to your heart, yes to your freedom. I say yes, yes, yes to your love and all of your healing. Your ways are higher, yes, I surrender. I come to you just as I am and say yes, yes to Spirit. You will rebuild, you will rejoice. Yes, I believe you are who you say you are. You will rebuild, you will rejoice. Yes, I believe you are who you say you are. I say yes, yes, yes to your love, yes to your freedom. I say yes, yes, yes to your heart. I say yes, yes, yes to your love, yes to your freedom. I say yes, yes, yes to your heart and all of your healing. Your way is higher, yes, I surrender. I come to you just as I am and say yes, yes to Spirit. I say yes, and yes to Spirit.
Well, Brian Harris and his team just keep knocking it out of the park. I used a sport ball metaphor just for you, my friend. 5 days ago, I chose this sweet little talk title, Starting from Yes. And Brian and I chose some great songs, and I was going to give this great talk here. When you say yes to Spirit, all of the universe opens before you. Okay, good. That's that talk out of the way. Because I feel so naive. That was 5 whole days ago, and I am not that person anymore. Y'all, it's been a week. It has been a week. And if it hasn't been a week for you, it's probably been a week for somebody that you care about deeply. We are in a time. We are in a season. So today, we're going to talk about why bad things happen to good people. So buckle up. oddly enough, we're going to circle back around to how we start from yes. Isn't that funny, how Spirit works? Because after I left the center last week, as I was driving home, I was thinking about what Reverend Shannon had shared about the power of remembering that there are beings on the unseen side of life that are with us and are for us. And we can trust that. We can rely on that. We can even align our intentions with that. We can allow that in our lives. And I was thinking about 25 years ago when I first walked through the doors of a New Thought Center, and I was thinking about how broken I felt. I was thinking about how hard life was for me, especially in the realm of finances and relationships and self-worth. And it was a scary time in my life. It was a really scary time in my life. And I remember learning for the first time that maybe, in fact, I wasn't broken. Maybe, in fact, I had just forgotten who I am and where my power lies. And over the years, as I did the work to excavate all of that, to uncover that power, to uncover that truth, to let go of the limiting beliefs that no longer served me, the funny thing is, even though I was only working on myself, those things in life started to fix themselves, right? Because life kept lifing, but I was different. I was new. And everything changed. Everything changed when I did the heavy lifting of forgiveness. Everything changed when I did the work of the letting go. And everything changed when I did the work of accepting myself, all of myself, and allowing that to be enough. Everything changed. So as we start off this new year together, and we look at everything that we want for our lives and for the world, as we look around the world at everything that is happening that we have no control over, it's a very uncomfortable place for some of us to be. I want us to start from a place of power with a capital P. So what do I mean by that? We are here, you are here with us today because we believe in an omnipotent power that is in all things and transcends all things. And some of you might not believe that yet, but you're willing to consider the possibility. And willingness to consider possibility goes a really long way in metaphysics. So what does it mean that there is an omnipotent power? Omni means all of it, everywhere, all the time. Omni means all, and potent means power. So omnipotent means all-powerful being. What does that mean? Well, first of all, it means that you're not alone. It means that every single time you feel personally empowered, you're exercising the divinity in you. Every time, whether you're consciously thinking about that or not, because all power is inherently of the divine. Now, y'all know the difference between power and force, so I don't need to give a lecture here about using power to fulfill our ego needs versus using our power to live love in the world, right? That's a talk for another day because we've got a lot to be getting on with. Okay. So the power that I'm talking about is not force used to fulfill our ego needs. It's a grace that passes all understanding. And as we live that grace, the world becomes better. Just like how I discovered 25 years ago. When I lived that grace, my world became better. This kind of power that I'm talking about is peace building peace. It's love coming to know itself as love. That's the kind of power that we're talking about here. But in a world where we have been taught to only believe in the things that we see and touch and can prove, that we have evidence for. And even then, can we believe the evidence of our eyes, right? In that kind of world that we all have lived in every moment of this lifetime, in that world, it's hard to trust that this love is right here, that this power is acting on our behalf. How do you trust a power you don't see? Many of us, I believe, call ourselves seekers. You hear that a lot around here. We call ourselves seekers because we spend our whole lives trying to find God, find spirit, find source, find power, find that love with a capital L. But this isn't like some demented metaphysical game of hide and seek, y'all. That's not what this is about. God is not in hiding, and we don't have very far to go look for it. Eric Butterworth, are you ready for this phrase that's about to come out my mouth? Eric Butterworth, a New Thought teacher from the last century. So, I hate to break it to you, but it is now 2025. And Eric Butterworth was a marvelous teacher from the last century. Okay. Eric Butterworth, a New Thought teacher from the last century, said, "The one thing that a fish can never find is water, and the one thing that a person can never find is God." It's time for us to consider that God isn't something to find, it is something to live. Stop trying to look for God and instead start replicating the nature of God in our lives. Stop making assumptions about what is possible and what is probable and start opening to a limitless existence. To stop hiding from life and to start accepting the good that is with us and for us now and always. Now, I can hear some of you asking, okay, Shelly, if this God is so good, then why do bad things happen? There are fires happening right now in California that are devastating the lives of people that we know and love dearly, and it's scary. If this God that you talk about all the time is so loving and so good, then why do bad things happen? This is not the talk I wanted to give today. But it's important that we dig into this a little bit, I think, so that we can bring ourselves in a healthy state of mind to this world that we're living in. So I want you to know that this is a question that Reverend Shannon and I and every single metaphysical teacher on the planet get regularly. All the time we get this question. If God is good, why do bad things happen? And so I want you to know it's a really natural question to have. And I also want you to know that there is no right answer. But there are a lot of pointers, things that point to the truth. And there are literally, this is something that philosophers and theologians and metaphysicians, they spend decades studying this one question. So this is not a problem we're going to solve today. So take a breath. There's one piece of this that I'd like for us to explore today. And this is a tiny piece of it. And there's so much that we could talk about here. We could talk about definitions of good and bad. We could talk about soul contracts and lessons to learn. We could talk about grace and miracles. There's so much that we could talk about today. We're not going to talk about any of that. We're going to talk about this. And I want you to stay with me. The nature of the divine is love. Love itself, an incomprehensible love that passes all understanding. Love is power. This is the nature of the divine. This is what it is. What it does is creation. So love moves as creation. You are a creation of the divine. This is a creation of the divine. All acts of creation are of the divine in some way. Now, the reason things are always changing, whether we like it or not, is because love is on the move. And we are part of that divine activity. We can be part of that movement of love when we become willing vessels for that love. Now, so this is what love does. Spirit, God, source, universe, fill in the blank. Your word. My word is love. Love is power. Love does creation. Okay? That's the first part of our equation. Now, that's what love can do. Here's what love can't do. Save us from ourselves. I know. It's hard. Love cannot save us from the consequences of our own actions. And really sadly, love cannot save us from the consequences of other people's actions. In fact, one of the ways that love is through karma. What do I mean by that? Back when my children were younger, I read some fantastic books on parenting called Love and Logic. I see some of you nodding your heads. Love and Logic, classic parenting books from the 2000s. Still valid today if you have little ones. Love and Logic, fantastic. Love and Logic is basically the premise that children learn best when they're able to experience the consequences of their own choices. So it looks like this. You forgot to take your coat to school. Okay, I'll bring it the first time because I'm a benevolent mama. And I don't want the teachers to think you don't have a coat. Because you do. I'll bring it to you the first time. The next time, it's on you. You're either going to be cold or you're going to ask your teacher if you can borrow a coat. But it's on you to figure out how you're going to handle the consequence of the choice you made. Whether it was a conscious choice or not, our actions have consequences. And it's fairly well settled science that humans learn best through experience. And so I can tell my 10-year-old in January every single day to put on a freaking coat. And he's just going to make up a story about how mean I am. But he goes to school 3 times without a coat, and he learns, hey, maybe a jacket. This is how humans learn. And if we were built differently to where the divine could somehow take that free will away from us, it would have a couple of consequences. One is we wouldn't learn those lessons because we wouldn't have to. We would be automatron zombies. Little playthings for the divine to play with. That's not fun. Free will is an important aspect of being human and being in relationship with the divine. So not only without free will would we not learn as well, but earlier I said we are part of the divine activity of creation when we become willing vessels for that love. Without free will, we don't become willing vessels, do we? We don't get to add to the consciousness of love and creation that is happening without free will. So free will is really precious and it's really important. But because of that, we experience cause and effect. Now, I don't mean to say in any way, shape, or form that the people who are experiencing the devastation of the fires in Southern California are having some kind of bad karma for a choice they've made in the past. That is not how this works. This is not God keeping score saying, you kicked that cat, so I'm going to burn down your house. That is not how this works. And the really hard thing about this, let's just call it like it is. Let's just put it out there. The really hard thing about this is that there are innocent people experiencing really hard things, really real effects of choices that other people made. That's hard. It's really hard to know that people and animals are paying a terrible price for our collective experience of our dependence on fossil fuels that is destroying our climate. That is hard. That's hard, y'all. And just to layer on, and then we'll move on. The really hard thing here is that the trauma that's happening right now is touching on the trauma of those who lived through the fires in Hawaii, in Paradise, California, and those who lived through the floods in North Carolina. You know, it goes on and on and on. There are innocent people all over the world, in Syria, in Gaza, in the Ukraine, in the Sudan, literally all over the world, and right here in this room, right now with us online, who are experiencing the effects of another person's action. And it's hard. It's hard. For some of us, it makes us feel powerless. And it makes it harder for us to access that divine power that we were talking about earlier. We all pay prices for our own and others' actions because we really are one. Now, if God can't rescue us from our own actions, what can love do? What can God do? Thank you for asking that very important question. By partnering with the infinite power of the divine, we get to be at choice. Remember, free will. And we get to choose our actions now. Now, I'm pretty sure in a quantum physics and metaphysical world, there is a universe out there where I can go back in the past and change some of those actions, but I haven't figured out that time machine yet, and neither have you unless you're really holding out on me. So that means that the only place that we are at choice, here and now. This is it. This is where power lies, right here and right now. And our choices in this moment are what determines what's going to happen tomorrow, not just for ourselves, but for everyone. And when we decide, when we use our free will to make that conscious choice to be the place where love shows up, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything changes in that instant. Because there are choices that were made in the past that will still play out. Doesn't mean things can't change. It doesn't mean miracles don't happen. But it does mean that this is the power moment. And when we make that choice to be the place where love shows up, it does mean that tomorrow is brighter. That you're partnered with infinite power, that you become willing to be guided by love, that you are committed to making healthier choices for yourself, more loving, more kind choices for your life. So listen, Spirit isn't going to save you from yourself. That's not how this works. And you wouldn't want it to. You wouldn't want to have your choice taken from you. But, and this is big, but miracles happen, and they especially happen when multiple people align in consciousness with the infinite power of love. When a group of people can meet in that high place of conscious love, that divine power can be activated in the world for good. We collectively create the good. And that, my friends, is why we pray. We pray trusting what science has shown us, that prayer has a powerful effect on the world of form. We pray trusting that there is a holy and sacred yes that is the activity of creation itself. We pray trusting that there are thousands, if not millions of people worldwide joining us in consciousness to direct love for this planet. I was reading an excellent article last week about one of my heroes, Dr. Jean Houston. Did y'all see this in the Science of Mind magazine? They did an expo on her last month. For those of you who don't know the magazine, we have them in our bookstore. And last month's editions, maybe I've been watching too much Netflix lately, Kate. Last month's editions, Carolyn told me, are already on the free rack, so pick it up. Pick up the Science of Mind magazine is phenomenal. They have daily inspirations, and then they have articles, and they're written by ministers and practitioners and coaches, and just marvelous, marvelous things. So I was reading from last month's, December's edition, this article about my hero, Dr. Jean Houston, and she says this: "We are part of the great oneness. Stretch out your hand and say, yes, I am part of this oneness, and practice this oneness. In that way, you do not fall into the league of forgetfulness." She said, "You are living at the end of the old history and the beginning of the new one. Celebrate that every day." Stay awake. It's hard to be living at the end of one history and the beginning of another. I just want to acknowledge that. It's exciting. It's exciting to think of the possibilities for humankind. It's exciting to vision and dream of living in a kinder, more loving world, a world that works for everyone. And it's hard, it's scary to watch the old fall away and not have the new in place yet. But when we say, I am part of this oneness, this is why it can feel so hard, because in that oneness, it hurts to see people losing lives and homes and places that they love. It's painful, because we are one. But empathy is a beautiful and powerful thing, y'all, because when we show up with a soft heart and a strong back, when we show up as that powerful yes for love, we get to set a whole new series of actions in motion. And when we show up with that powerful yes, the infinite love of the universe shows up too. So one of the ways that we as a loving community are showing up as a yes for love today is whatever we gather in the offering, whether that's online or here in person, we're going to give a portion of today's offering to World Central Kitchen. This is an incredible organization that goes right to the heart of the hurting places all across the world, and it nurtures those who are both going through the trauma and also the responders, the helpers, the people that are showing up to help. World Central Kitchen shows up as a yes for love every single day. And we are going to give a portion of today's offering to that. So know that as you're preparing your gifts in a few minutes. So the invitation this week is to explore the places in our lives where we have unconsciously exiled love, where we have turned away from divine power, perhaps because we don't like what we're seeing, and we misunderstood how life got to be that way. But turning away from love, turning away from power serves no one, and it certainly doesn't serve you. The invitation is to recognize that today, now, marks the beginning of the new history. And so what choices you can make to align yourself with this love, to be the willing vessel for this love in the world, this is what will make the difference for tomorrow. Today starts the new history. How can you show up as the place where love lives? Remember, you and Spirit are an unstoppable team. And the healthy choices that you make today for yourself and for the world will make tomorrow better. Because when you show up in your power, in your fullness, aligned with the divine, everything changes. Everything changes. So we're going to invite the practitioners forward, and we're going to say a prayer. We're going to say a prayer for California. We're going to say a prayer for all the hurting places. And some of you might have a really important hurting place that's on your heart. And so I want you to know that if I don't say that place, I don't have to know, because God knows. Love knows. Love knows exactly where it needs to be. And our job today, our job is to simply raise our consciousness to that which knows and open ourselves to being a willing vessel for that good. And so in this moment, with this next easy breath, we simply turn our attention to the love that Spirit is, to the grace that passes all understanding, to the activity of creation that is so holy and divine. I know that God, Spirit, Source, Love, Universe is all there is, everywhere present and right where I am. The infinite power of the divine is moving through this world as me. And just as this is true of me, it's true of each one within the sound of my voice. There is only one thing happening. There is only one infinite love everywhere present, right where we are. Love. And so, as we accept this truth for ourselves and for each other, I invite each of us to take a moment just to check in with our hearts. Are there any places in our hearts where we are shutting out the power of love this day? Are there any places in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits that are willing now to be a yes that may not have been willing before? Are there any places in us that are ready for the truth of power, the truth of love, the truth of grace to work in us and as us? How good it is to be part of a community of people that are willing to be love on this planet. And so I know that as each of us raises our minds to the highest truth to be known, that place where there are no limitations, that place where there is only infinite potentiality because there is only the creative power of love, in that place, we know the truth for all the hurting places, that love is on the move, that winds are being quelled, that fires are coming to an end. and that all of the people who have been displaced are being met with grace, with empathy, with compassion, with sources and resources, and that there is a hope and a resiliency to be found in this love. And what I know right now is that this love, this divine power, this grace is everywhere present right now. And so in this moment, we send, we move, we ask, and we claim that this love is on the move in all the hurting places, in our country, in our world, in ourselves and in each other, in our family, in our friends, in our leaders and our world leaders. Love on the move, even now, blessing the new history, gracing life with a new way of being and moving in the world, as each of us is a sacred yes to life. Life rises to meet us, and it is good and very, very good. And in profound thanks for all that has occurred this day, we simply let it be. Blessed, blessed be. And so it is. Blessed be. All right, y'all. Have a blessed week. You are so loved, y'all. All right, this is our time for conscious giving. And as you know, when you give to support this ministry and all that we're about, when you give to provide a place for the person sitting next to you to have a place to come and know truth on the hard days, when you give to have a place for yourself, you are blessing not only yourself and the people that you see here, but we are giving to the World Central Kitchen today. And I'm so grateful, Reverend Shannon, for your leadership to make that happen. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You can text to give at 503-966-3236. Those of you who are online and here in person with your telephones, you can go on to newthoughtscsl.org, and there's a donate button right at the top of the homepage. We have baskets. You can mail in your gift. If you mail in a check, mark it with the date of today to make sure that you are included in that gift to World Central Kitchen, all right? All right, let's speak a word of blessing on our gifts today, shall we? You might want to hold it to your heart. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Darcy Bradley, yes, we can. Mm-hmm.
Get together with one another. We gotta iron out our problems, out our quarrels, and try to live as brothers. Try to find the peace within without stepping on one another. To respect the women of the world, remember we all have mothers. We gotta make this land a better land than the world in which we live. We gotta help each man be a better man with the kindness that we give. I know we can make it. I know darn well we can work it out. Oh yes we can, no we can, yes we can, oh why can't we if we want to, yes we can. I know we can make it. I know darn well we can work it out. Oh yes we can, no we can, yes we can, oh yes we can, yes we can. We gotta take our children of the world, 'cause they're our strongest hope for the future. The little baby boys and girls, we gotta make this land a better land than the world in which we live. We gotta help each man be a better man with the kindness that we give. Well, I know we can make it. Well, I know darn well we can work it out. Well, yes, we can. I know we can. Yes, we can. Why can't we if we want it? Yes, we can. I know we can make it work. Well, I know darn well we can make it work. Oh, yes, we can. I know we can. Great God, Almighty. Oh, yes, we can. I know we can. Yes, we can, I know we can, yes, we can, why can't we if we want it, yes, we can. Well, I know we can make it work, well, I know we can make it if we try. Oh, yes, we can, I know we can, yes, we can. Great God, Almighty. Oh, yes, we can, I know we can. Oh, yes, we can, I know we can, yes, we can. Great God, Almighty. I know we can, yes, we can, I know we can, yes, we can. Why can't we if we want it, yes, we can. Oh, yes, we can, I know we can, yes, we can. Somebody, yeah, we can, yes, we can, I know we can. I know we can make it. Well, I know darn well we can work it out. Well, yes, we can, I know we can, yes, we can. Oh, why can't we if we want it, yes, we can. Well, I know we can make it. Well, I know darn well we can work it out. Oh, yes, we can, I know we can, yes, we can. Oh, why can't we if we want it, yes, we can. Well, I know we can make it. Hey, I know darn well we can work it out. Oh, yes, we can. I know we can. Yes, we can. Oh, why can't we if we want it? Yes, we can.
Well done. I'm pretty certain I would just blabber through that, and you all handled it very well. I have a few announcements. Reverend Shannon's brand new certified class, The Mystical Path, begins this Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30 Pacific time. It's in person and it's online. It runs for 6 weeks through February 18th, and each week will be recorded in case you need to miss a class. Each class dives into the richness of mysticism and teaches how you can create your life in a way that is aligned with this timeless wisdom. For those of you in person, you can register today to secure your spot. It's in Carolyn's office, which is just past the welcome table, or on our website, newthoughtcsl.org. And then for local folks in the area, we're having a blood drive partnering with the American Red Cross. It is on February 5th, Wednesday, February 5th, here from 1 to 6. Please join us in giving blood for this worthy cause. You'll need to make an appointment to give blood, so please go to our website for a link or email Carolyn for assistance at office@newthoughtcsl.org. Also, we're looking for volunteers for that day, for welcoming, signing in the blood donors, and you can help us with this. Please sign up at the info tables in the lobby or downstairs in the community hall.
Thank you so much, Practitioner Terry. Just one more way we can be loving the world. Hey, I want to thank those of you who have joined us here in person today, and those of you who have joined us online. We have people with us from Colorado, Oregon, Washington, Baja, Mexico, California, Idaho, and South Carolina. We wouldn't be us without you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I want to thank our online moderators, Practitioner Melissa K. Allen, Practitioner Annette Nelson, and Carol Scott. Thank you for all you do. I want to invite the practitioners in the room down to the front. And I want to let all of you here know, and all of you online, We do prayer because prayer works. If there's anything on your heart or mind that you would like prayer around, you want somebody to know the truth of you, our practitioners are steeped in the art of prayer. So if you're online, they're putting a link in the chat box right now that'll take you when the service is over. Just click on that link and you'll go to a Zoom room. You'll have a private one-on-one with a practitioner for prayer. If you here in the building, if you would like prayer after service, this room is going to become a place for prayer and meditation. So once the final song is over and the doors close, we ask that we take ourselves downstairs or to the welcome table for Nosh in the bookstore. No running to get last month's copy of the Science of Mind magazine. We're going to walk like adults. And this space becomes a space for prayer, for meditation. If you would like to approach a practitioner, I call it the 2-minute miracle because prayer has done miracles in my life. So you avail yourself of that. Please join us downstairs, parents. Mostly I'm talking to myself and my husband because I think we're the ones that are forgetting. They're asking us to pick up our children before we go socialize. I'll be in the hallway and I'd love to say hi. And just past me, if you keep walking on the left-hand side, you'll see our Welcome Ambassador table. And we have Laura Schlafly and Molly Constam at the welcome table today. So thank you for your service. Y'all, they know it all. If you have any questions about who we are or what we're doing, go check out the welcome table. So please stand as you're able for our final blessing. Terry, Barb, come on up. Y'all, you are such light. May you go in the light as the light and with the light until we meet again. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are loved. Have a blessed week.
I release
And I let go.